welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time. I know that in my previous video I said there that I'll be doing a get ready with me for a wedding that I attended. Unfortunately, it was a very busy day, so I couldn't do a vlog. Anyway, here I am now. I'll be doing a first date makeup tutorial. I made a poll on Facebook and Instagram on what video you want me to do, whether it's a full face of drugstore makeup products or a first date makeup tutorial. Now, I'll be doing both, but first, I'll be doing the first date makeup tutorial because that's the option that won on the poll. And so personally, actually, I've never gone on a date with a full face makeup. I just go for mascara, cheek tint, and lip tint because I feel like having full face makeup on will make me feel so conscious all the time, and I might not enjoy the date because of that. But it's all up to your personal preference. If you do like to have full face makeup on your first date, then I hope that this video will be able to help. Now, I don't know if I'll be doing a talk through video or just the usual with background music. I really have no plans. Like, I don't know what look to make. I guess I'm just gonna wing it. So yeah, maybe I'll just do a talk through video. The reason why I don't really do a lot of talk through videos, it's because I feel like it makes the videos longer, and I feel like 15 minutes above will bore the viewers already. So that's why I usually just do a background music. But anyway, I'm gonna try and do a talk through video more often. Let's see if I'm good at it. I don't think so. I keep on blabbing nonsense stuff like what I'm doing right now. So anyway, let's start with the makeup tutorial. So as usual, start with skincare first. I'm gonna start off by using the Mario Badescu Skincare Facial Spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. This is just to hydrate the face, because like I've mentioned in my previous videos, I have oily face, and like I said, if you have an oily face, that means that your skin is dehydrated. Now, this spray does have a rose scent to it. Are you guys familiar with the rosary beads that smells like rose? That's how it smells like. It's not that bothersome, but I mean, I'm not a fan of the smell, but it's okay, it's bearable. Now you have to let that dry, and once it's dry, I'm gonna moisturize my face with the usual moisturizer, the aloe vera one. If you notice that the quality of my video changed, that's because I'm using a different camera right now. And if you're applying a product on your face using your hands, don't drag your face downwards, always push it upwards or apply it using a circular motion. Once the moisturizer has dried up, it's time for the primer. And for my primer, I'm going to use the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue Primer. So if you have an oily face like me, always go for the mattifying primer because that really helps. And I'm going to focus on the areas where I get really oily, and that's on my T-zone area, on my forehead and chin. The rest of the product, I'm going to spread it all over the face. Again, beware. You might be surprised by how big my forehead is. There you go. I have a few zits because it's that time of the month. Oops, too much information. Sorry. So after applying the primer, it's time to apply the makeup base. Now, I'm not really the kind of person who likes a full coverage makeup because I feel like it's too heavy on the face. And when I go out on a date, I just really want to be comfortable and be able to just be myself. So for me personally, I would suggest using a tinted moisturizer. It's gonna make your skin still look like your natural skin, but better, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna use a mirror this time, and for that I'm gonna use my Tarte Amazonian BB Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Medium Tan. I've only used this once before and I didn't like how it looked like on my skin, and I don't know why. So this time I'm gonna give it another try. And I'm gonna use a sponge, a dampened sponge, to spread that all over the face. Using a tinted moisturizer won't cover up the blemishes on your face, but you can always fix that with a concealer later on. So don't worry about that. You can still see the blemishes, but it's not that visible anymore. And like I said, you can fix that using a concealer, and I'm going to use two different kinds of concealer. I'm going to use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind for my under eye, and the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer for my blemishes. Personally, I'd rather let the guy see my face for what it really looks like without any makeup on for the first date, just to let him know what he's getting himself into. I mean, I don't want to be like so flawless and pretty on our first date, and once we get to know each other and he sees me without makeup, he's gonna regret his decisions. Oh, I mean, you know, if that happens, then that guy doesn't deserve you. But I don't know, it's just my personal preference, I guess. And then I'm gonna use a smaller sponge. I think this is a concealer sponge, to blend the concealer. Concealer really brightens up the under eye. Look at the difference. Next, I'm gonna set the concealer with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm just going to use a small amount because I do not like heavy baking on the face, because I feel like that's going to make it look too cakey. So I just like to set it with powder, not bake. I don't know if there's a difference, but to me there is. I just like patting the product, a little bit of product only. And also on the other areas where I placed concealer. This is basically like baking, but I'm just not putting excess powder on the face. Just gonna let it sit there for like 30 seconds or a minute before I wipe it off. But I'm not that patient, so I'm gonna wipe it off anyway. Okay, now next step would be contour. I'm gonna contour my cheeks and my nose. You can skip this part if you want, but I just want to give a little bit of color to my face because I feel like it's too plain. It's too, like, there's no contrast on my face. So I like to put a little bit of color to it. I'm gonna use another sponge, another dampened sponge. see the difference, but this is a side with a contour on, and this is one that doesn't have any. So this has more color to it, more life to it, compared to this one. And it's also making my face look smaller. I have really round face, so I always like to do this trick. Next, I'm gonna contour my nose. The trick to contouring the nose is to bring it up to the eyebrows to make it more realistic. Now I look like I have a nose. I do have a nose, but it's so flat. Now it doesn't look as flat as it actually is. Next is bronzer. I'm gonna use my Benefit Hoola bronzer. Also, if you have a huge forehead like I do and you don't have bangs, a trick to making your forehead look a little bit smaller would be putting contour here as well and bronzer. But since I have bangs, I'm going to skip that part. Next would be blush, and I'll be using the Milani Rose d'Oro blush. This has a lot of shimmer to it, so you have to be very careful and you have to be really light. Just going to dab 3 times and apply it on the apples of my cheeks. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of highlighter, and I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs liquid highlighter in the shade Do You. And this is my favorite highlighter of all time. I'm just going to apply that on the high points of my cheeks. To apply a little bit on the bridge of my nose as well. On the Cupid's bow. Next, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm not gonna fill them in because I already have thick eyebrows, and also filling in my eyebrows would probably take me an hour or 2, and I don't have that much time right now. I remember whenever I go to Singapore and we have somewhere to go to the next day, I would always wake up like 5 a.m. to do my eyebrows, and I'd finish at like 7 or 8. And it's pretty useless because I have bangs. It gets covered by my bangs. Sometimes I can be really dumb. So today I'm just going to put eyebrow mascara or eyebrow gel. I'm going to use the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade number 5. This is just going to give the illusion that I filled in my brows. it's going to make it look thicker than it already is. But if you like to fill in your eyebrows, you can always go ahead and do that. Now for my eyes, I'm going to prep it using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer Concealer. I'm going to use this as my eye primer. I'm going to set my eyes with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. Now for the eyeshadow, I'm going to use my Hoola Benefit Bronzer again as my eyeshadow base. I'm going to use a big or a large eyeshadow brush. And I'm gonna spread this all over my lid. You can do it in swiping motion or circular motion. Doesn't matter as long as you blend it well. Don't know if the camera is picking up the color well. Next, I will use the Revlon Colorstay Cream Eyeshadow in the shade 730. This is like a champagne shimmery shade. And I'm going to apply this on the inner half of my eyelids. I'm just going to use my fingers. You can see, but I only brought it up until here, this area. I didn't bring it all the way there. I'm gonna use the brush again and blend the two colors just on the upper part. Next, I'm going to use my Intuit eyeshadow. This is the Nude 6 color palette, ESN01 Ritzy. I'm going to use the darkest brown shade, this one. I'm just going to apply that on the outer V of my eyelids, just to make it look more dramatic and to emphasize my eyes a little bit. You can see it. Then I'm going to blend that again using this brush. You can make it darker if you like. And a different brush. This is like a flat, fluffy brush. I'm going to apply it under my eye, and this is just going to emphasize the shape of my eyes. I'm going to connect that to my eyeshadow here. And then I'm going to take the dark brown that I used on the outer corner of my eye, this one. I'm going to use a flat eyeshadow brush that's not fluffy. I'm going to put it closer to the waterline. That's it for the eyeshadow. I don't think it's too much. I think it's just enough to make the eyes look flattering. Next, I'm going to use a black eye pencil to line the upper waterline. And a white eye pencil for the lower waterline. I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm gonna use my Fashion 21 mascara. You can end it here, or you can add falsies to add more drama to your look, and I'm gonna do just that. And I forgot what falsies these are because I lost the container, but I'm pretty sure this is still the one from Nichido under the brand Elise. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see the colors clearly, but it's really not that dark. Next, I'll be setting my face with a setting spray, and I'll be using the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. I feel like adding a little bit of highlighter on the inner corners of my eyes, and again I'll be using the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops Do You. Just going to add on the inner corner. For the lips, I don't advise using a lipstick when you go out on a date because you might be eating a lot of food, you might be talking a lot, hopefully, and you might end up kissing the guy. and I don't think that wearing a lipstick would make that a good kiss. So I suggest using a lip tint instead. And for my lips, I'll be using one of the lip and cheek tint that my mom bought me. It's from a local brand called, I don't know what local brand this is. It's not stated here, but mom bought me 6 cheek and lip tint, different shades. We have, this one is Dress Up Pink. This one is Corals. This one is Diva. And then we have Lava. And then there is Fire. And lastly, Mauve Petal. And for today, I think I'll go with the pink shade, which is the Diva. A little goes a long way for this product, so I'm only going to put a little bit on my lips and then spread it using my finger. This has a nice scent to it too. It smells like bubblegum. I don't know what bubblegum specifically, but or does it smell like toothpaste? Remember the toothpaste with the flavor bubblegum? I think that's Colgate, not sure, but it smells like it. It looks just like my natural lip color, or a little bit brighter, but it looks natural. And when you eat, it's not gonna move. You wouldn't have to retouch or be conscious about your lipstick. And when you end up kissing the guy, it's not gonna transfer on the guy. So lip tint is preferable when you go out on a date. Now I'm gonna add a special sum for my lips. I'm gonna add a lip shiner just for the sake of the video. I wouldn't advise putting on lip shiner because, like I said, you'll be eating and kissing and whatnot, so putting this is not advisable. But just to make it look extra, I'm gonna add the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Lip Luminizer, the first shade that they came out with. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of it. So this is my version of a first date makeup look. I hope that you enjoy the tutorial. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.